Hi, I'm Becky May, and this is another offering from the yoga system to help us find some inner peace, inner calm, learn to try and or start to practice mastering our mind in these crazy times that we live in. So pranayama, it literally means restraint of prana, prana being life force energy, and yama being restraint. So we're working with the breath. It generally means pranayama, working with different breath techniques, but it's more than that. We're working with our vital energy. We're learning how to build it, harness it, direct it, retain it within our body. So mastering, through mastery of our breath, we learn to work with and use intelligently our prana for health and vitality. So often it's to do with ratios of different amounts and lengths, different numbers and amounts of inhales, exhales, and also breath retention. So we're going to explore a few different pranayama techniques using these variables. This is a short practice, suitable for everyone, with the caveat, as always, that it's really important with pranayama. It's a sharp tool in the yoga kit bag, and it's important that we are stable in our nervous system, mature enough in our practice that it's not going to unground us and actually make things worse. So if you've never done yoga before, perhaps get into the other aspects of yoga first, or come into pranayama very gently. But even if you've never done pranayama before, you could try this, but the caveat is always to observe yourself, and if any sense of anxiety, heightened heart rate, or any panicky feeling, breath ironically starts to feel really difficult, but more mental, anxiety, panic, those kind of feelings, just drop the technique. And pranayama begins really with just, if you're not used to working with your breath at all, I would recommend, rather than go straight into these kind of techniques of ratios and different lengths of holds, to just start to get used to breathing slow, deep, smooth, steady flowing breaths, just watching and expanding your smooth flowing inhale and exhale. And that is an amazing practice that could last your whole lifetime. And that's the kind of entry to pranayama. But if you feel grounded enough in your breath awareness to do actual techniques, then have a go. But take that responsibility for observing the effects on you, and know to stop if you start to feel those feelings of anxiety. So because it's breath restraint, we're learning to control, so we're learning to expand or contract the breath at will. So we're going to do different breath ratios. So we're going to work with a steadily increasing, first of all, exhale, and then a steadily increasing inhale, and then we'll also work with breath retention. So just do as much as you can. It's not going to follow your natural breath rhythm. That's the whole point, really. We learn as we're guided to, or at will within us, to match our breath to whatever container we decide or we're given. So try to expand and stretch your breath as I'm going to do a count. And you'll notice, when we're extending the exhale, that the inhale stays the same. You're going to have to breathe a lot more dynamically in to get the whole inhale done in that short amount of time, and then kind of control the exhale slowly so that you can fill this long space for the exhale, and vice versa when we do it the other way around. So that's what we're working with here. We're learning to strengthen the musculature in the body that's all to do with breathing, find that awareness, mind-body awareness, and just practice like everything. It's a physical discipline. Okay, so sit comfortably, make sure you have your torso free. You could be sitting on a chair, you don't have to be sitting on the floor, but just make sure you're not leaning against the wall or leaning against the chair. So you're free all the way around, including the back. Sit up nice and tall, just bring the shoulders up to the ears, back and down, so we open the front of the chest, have this sense of expansiveness, openness in our breathing area, this thoracic part of the body. And then just maybe close the eyes or have a soft gaze beyond the tip of the nose. Hands can be resting wherever's comfortable. You could take Jnana Mudra, first finger to thumb, or just hands in the lap. So we just start by tuning in. As I say, the entry to pranayama is always to connect to smooth flowing inhales and exhales. So just watch your breath, and in the act of watching the breath, see if you can start to elongate and expand the breath. So start to feel like as you're inhaling, you're really filling up, maybe from the pelvis all the way up to the upper chest. So we pass through the torso, all the way up to the collarbones, stretching and widening. As you exhale, everything's kind of drawing back to the center line and moving back down to the pelvic bowl. So deep breaths, expansive breaths. And as I say, this could be your pranayama practice. You could do this for a few minutes every day. That would serve you incredibly well. But otherwise, we're going to start a breath count. Okay, so we're going to breathe in for the count of 4, and then we'll breathe out for 4, and then we'll gradually expand the exhale, and we'll do 2 of each count. Okay, so it will make sense as we go. So it'll be breathe in, out, breathe in 4, breathe out 4, breathe in 4, breathe out 5, breathe in 4, breathe out 6, etc. And we'll try and go to double. Breathe in 4, breathe out 8. See how we go. Okay, so drop out whenever you need. So just synchronizing the breath, taking a deep inhale and exhale. And breathing in for the count of 4, 2, 3, 4. Out 4, 2, 3, 4. In 4, 2, 3, 4. Out 4, 2, 3, 4. In 4, 2, 3, 4. Out 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 4, 2, 3, 4. Out 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 4, 2, 3, 4. Out 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 4, 2, 3, 4. Out 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 4, 2, 3, 4. Out 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 4, 2, 3, 4. Out 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 4, 2, 3, 4. Out 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 4, 2, 3, 4. Out 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And release the pranayama technique. Just let the breath be smooth and easy and steady and flowing again. Just a few rounds. Rest. Notice how you feel. Be very calming for the mind, because it's giving the mind a lot to focus on. So you might notice thoughts having dropped away, which is a good thing. And we'll do the same, but the other way round. I'll only do 1 of each, not 2 of each this time. It's trickier for most people to expand the inhale. It requires more activation of muscles, more muscle stretching, and generally energy. So see how you go, stop when you need, and just continue at that ratio for the rest of the practice. So again, synchronizing the breath, deep inhale, fully expanding, opening, and complete deep exhale. And breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 4, 2, 3, 4. In 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out 4, 2, 3, 4. In 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out 4, 2, 3, 4. In 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out 4, 2, 3, 4. In 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes, watch the third eye, the space between the eyebrows. Okay, so we're just going to do one more technique and then finish the practice with a technique I love. We'll do the square breath. So this is now starting to work with breath retention called kumbhaka. So this is the other element, big part of pranayama, is when we start to expand the gap between the inhale and the exhale, and the exhale and the inhale. We expand that gap. Sometimes I've heard it called the place of no thought. So it's an interesting place to expand and work with. So again, just especially with kumbhaka, really, just tune in, and if you feel any sense of panic or stress, just drop it and just do your own internal count, even inhale, even exhale. Okay, maybe just in your own way exploring expansion of that space between the breaths, space between the inhale and the exhale, and then the exhale and the inhale. There's a natural pause, a millisecond, but we can start to expand it in a way that's comfortable for us. So if my count doesn't work for you, just do your own. Otherwise, we will again just synchronize the breath. Deep inhale, deep exhale. We're going to do 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out, 4 hold at the bottom. Okay, so sorry, we'll have to resynchronize the breath. Deep inhale and exhaling. Counting in for 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4. Hold out 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 2, 3, 4. Hold in 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4. Hold out 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 2, 3, 4. Hold in 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4. Hold out 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4. Hold out 2, 3, 4. Now release the technique. Stay connected to your breath. Close the eyes if they're not already closed. Watch the space between the eyebrows. Relax the shoulders. Notice how you feel. Perhaps a sense of relative inner peace or mental clarity. Perhaps not. No expectations. Okay, so we're just going to seal the practice in. It's like when we do these pranayama practices, we're generating prana, life force energy. So it's important that we have a practice of moving this around the body in an intelligent and healthy way. So something I always do at the end of pranayama is it actually draws more from kind of tantric practices or Taoist practices, a microcosmic orbit, but it's just a way of moving energy with our visualization. So as you drop your awareness to the base of the tailbone, kind of right at the bottom of the spine where it tucks underneath, so the kind of way you're sitting, and you breathe the inhale. It's like you're following the line of breath as it travels up the spine, over the crown of the head, and at the top of the inhale, it reaches the tip of the nose. And then as you exhale, you like visualize the energy, the prana, moving down again, following the line of the spine, and tucking under the body to again end at the tailbone to start the next breath. You'll notice it has to travel more on the inhale and a bit shorter on the exhale, so again that pranayama practice will serve you well. You'll be able to kind of compress as you exhale. You've got less time, so you compress the exhale a little bit, or you just slow down your visualization a bit that's shorter, goes slower, so you can keep a steady breath. Okay, either way we have to manage that. And just three rounds is enough, but you can do more if you do this on your own at home. But our intention is that we're moving this amazing prana around the body, and we're following the spine, the central energy circuitry of the body, and it's like we're creating an energy circuit around our body. So just drop your awareness to your tailbone, the base of the spine, where it's just tucking under the body, like almost touching the perineum, or that kind of area, almost where you're sitting, right at the base of the body. And then on your next inhale, draw the energy, just follow this trajectory with your imagination. You're breathing the energy up the spine, up the back of the body, up the back of the neck, up the back of the head, over the crown of the head, to the top, to the tip of the nose. And when that exhale comes, it travels from the tip of the nose down the front of the body, center line of the body, following the spine or column. And just at the end of the exhale, it tucks back under the base of the body to once more meet the tailbone. And then we start the next inhale, drawing the energy up from the tailbone, up the back of the body, up the spine, the neck, the head, over the crown of the head, down to the tip of the nose. Exhaling that breath down the front of the body, through the center line of the body, slowing down the visualization so that it matches your exhale, or speeding up the exhale. And then we tuck under to meet the tailbone. Just do one more in your own time. Really just having this intention. If you're not a very visual person, just have this intention of moving the energy around the body with this energy circuit that we're creating. And when you complete, another just nice way to finish is to place both hands on the lower belly. This is our energy center, where we create excess or more prana, and then we store it in our central energy house, deep in the pelvic bowl, our hara, or our dantian. It's got different names, or the seat of kundalini. So we just place our hands there and just visualize it's like you're pressing it in, you're pressing that energy down into the safe container. So we never get ungrounded. We generate the prana, but then we know what to do with it as well. We don't just let it go crazy and let ourselves go crazy with it. We ground it, we store it for when it's needed. Intelligent use of prana. Okay. So thank you for sharing this pranayama practice with me. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be putting out some different techniques soon. May your yoga practice be a resource in these crazy times. Namaste.